Halo Infinite Big Team Battle needs to be fixed or adjusted in some way. Because right now it's kind of an issue. Not really an issue, it's kind of a big issue. But a lot of these issues I'm about to bring up are not just Big Team Battle. So, first off, skill based matchmaking as well as the network need to be adjusted so that the game feels more social in non-ranked modes. Like the skill-based matchmaking in all non-ranked modes should be loosened, and the networking should feel better to where that you're on a higher ping. It feels good for everyone, mainly people outside the United States who will get 100 ping servers. Is that it should feel good no matter what ping you're on. Because right now we have a lot of people who are like shooting people in the head with sniper rifles and it's not really registering. Like they're getting blink shots, especially with the skewer. It's just terrible if you're not on 20 ping or lower on anyone's side. As well as like skill-based matchmaking should make it to where matches don't feel like it's Game 5 Slayer of HCS. So that's basically skill-based networking I want to talk about. And uh, bots in BTB, and I'm not talking about those bot accounts that people have made to throw in like search BTB so they can like hack in ranked modes. I'm mainly talking about multiplayer bots. You know, the ones that have the 343 in their name. Is I want the multiplayer bot cap increased from 8 to 24, and this is not to fill up, mainly just to fill out BTB matches when it comes 12v6 or 10v8 in BTB games. This is also to allow forgers who can't fill up 24-player lobbies to test BTB maps or 24-player custom games. This will allow players to actually, don't have like a huge friend group, of the ability to test out their maps and play lobbies they can't fully fill out. And you know, you could argue, oh, just put up the custom games. Not a lot of people want to play and test all these. Like, oh, I want to put on a test or anything. It's like, usually you'll have your game up for your lobby open for like 3 hours and you won't get someone to join. And this would also allow bots as well as AI to use all ground vehicles. I would say, oh, allow them to use air vehicles, but I don't see that actually happening. I would like to see, potentially in the future, or probably the next iteration of Forge, is a air movement volume similar to the AI move zone that now like makes it where there's like a box or a dome to where they get into an air vehicle, they can only be in like this sphere or cylinder. In more BTB or 24-player modes, like big player lobby modes. Because right now, we don't have a BTB rotational playlist or a 24-player rotational playlist. Like, we don't have a big rotational playlist lobby. Like, we just got Castle Wars, and it's capped at 16, which isn't bad, but it would be cool to see it go up to 24. But Action Sack is capped at 12. I think this is just to test the mode and get feedback on the playlist. And I think the playlist should increase from 16 or 24. And bring back Last Spartan Standing. I think people have been wanting that mode to return. Or the Forge Falcons Battle Royale maps that have gotten huge traction on them should be a playlist to get people who haven't played Halo Infinite in forever, or to get new players because who are more interested in VR modes, is bring that in. Now, this is mainly for BTB in some free-for-all modes, is vehicle pads should be adjusted and treated like weapon racks. Is that they should be on same channels for game modes like Fiesta. Right now, one team in Fiesta, if they play BTB, one team could get a Gungoose, the other team gets a Scorpion. It's very unbalanced. And I think the pad should be set to static to where every game mode, they're the same vehicle every time. Also, not a BTB thing, but vehicle pads should be turned off in all free-for-all modes, because a wraith should not spawn in free-for-all Fiesta. Now, this has been an issue a few months after the game launched, were the Pelican drops. Is that at launch, these were a great innovation to BTB, but now over time, they became an issue, especially on Deadlock, where it became World of Tanks. They spawn on the map way too often when there are already a ton of vehicles already on the map, and some maps have a bit too many, especially like high power, and I would recommend remove the center drop zone, which deploys a Pelican. I think just keep the two on the side by the bases and kind of reduce the time, as now like the respawn time on them, to where that they respawn when the vehicle is destroyed. And on Deadlock, I would swap out the Wraiths for Rocket Hogs to combat Banshees. A simple fix for this is to make it a forge object like the Phantom, and the added bonus is allow it to deploy Marines, similar to that the Phantom does, is where it can now deploy banished AI. I would like to see it deploy Marines and potentially AI Spartans. The other bonus I would like to see from it is this would also allow Forge map creators to make their maps feel more official. I think just doing that would be awesome and help the community out. I would also like to see a Halo 2 ODST drop pod, because they've used those a lot in recent marketing material. And I would like to see that. Now, this mainly affects BTB, is the repair field. The strength of it needs to be adjusted. One repair field should fully repair light vehicles, and 2 repair fields are needed to fully repair tanks. And repair fields should revive players whenever a revive orb is in any zone. I found this out that, because I'm making a custom game, is that the repair orb revive with repair field, it only works in attrition and Firefight King of the Hill. The Banshee, and I've talked about with content creators and people in the community, talk about the Banshee, and that this is what I think should happen. The time to kill should slightly be increased. The respawn timer should be increased from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, possibly 3.5, and the collision damage should return, but be not as strong as it was at launch. And kind of going off the Banshee, is controllers should have separate vehicle settings, especially with sensitivity. Is they can't really compete with MK players, where MK can immediately do a 360 without moving, while controller players have to essentially fly around the map to actually do that. And because right now, BTB is now plagued with MK Banshees, and it becomes very not fun because of it. So letting controller players have a separate setting when using vehicles would be awesome. Boarding and hijacking needs to be tweaked, especially when using a grapple or planting grenades. Is that when you grapple, you should not be thrown into a turret or a passenger seat when it's an enemy vehicle. You should automatically be thrown into hijacking or boarding. And hijacking boarding should prevent switching seats, because that's now become an issue. And grenade plants should be adjusted to where they kill both the driver and gunner and send the vehicle straight into a doom state. And grenade plants should prevent switching seats. Weapons, I would like to see this is just me, I would like to see the Evo replace the Bandit in all modes, and when their Bandit is a starting weapon, because the Evo is more what people want. And I would be fine if they just change the model to where the Evo model is on both weapons, where gameplay is still the same on both. It's just the EVA model is now the dominant model. And this is for buffs. The Hydra needs to have its rate of fire increase and projectile speed, so that it is 1-to-1 with its Halo 5 counterpart, because destroying Banshees with the Hydra, it is way too slow. You can probably get one missile to hit it, because after that, it's already out of range. And the M41 Spanker and Skewer should have their damage increased, so that on light vehicles, it's a one-shot kill, and it takes 2 shots to kill a tank, because killing a tank with a rocket, it takes the entire mag, especially with the repair field now on there. The tank becomes invincible, and we can shoot 4 rockets at it. And another fixed addition with this is add more power weapons: the Fuel Rod, Spartan Laser, Railgun, Halo 4 Incinerations Cannon, the Saw, Beam Rifle, Binary Rifle would be great additions to get added to the game. And from what looks like for the Frontline Operation teaser, the Fuel Rod is hinted at returning. Hopefully you find out as a day recording tomorrow. You should be finding out if the Fuel Rod is getting added, or hopefully some of these actually get addressed tomorrow during this stream. So hopefully we get these updates either sometime this year or sometime soon. Other than that, hope you all have a great day. I will see you on my Twitch, which is linked in the description. Very appreciate you just follow there. Like and subscribe if you choose to, and I will see you all later.